Okay, welcome to Harmonizing Fist. I am Laoshur Muntu Isom. This is one of my disciples here. What's your name again? Sean? Is it?
Slav.
Oh, it's Slav.
I had to think about it.
Okay, Slav Austin. Okay, so if you're here for the first time looking at our videos, great. If we encourage you to look at our previous videos and on Wing Chun and various concepts and principles that we want to share with everyone. Okay, and by the way, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channels, because this really helps us to make more quality videos like this, and we have a lot of fun making these videos. Okay, all right. So today, what we're going to talk about today?
Chi Sao.
Oh no, let's talk about Bong Sao.
Well, let's talk about why Bong Sao is weak, and let's talk about some of the ways that you can make up for it without using Bong Sao.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Okay, all right. So we're going to talk about Bong Sao. Okay, Bong Sao is the weakest move in Wing Chun. Now, historically, there was a time when Wing Chun was practiced and there was no Bong Sao. When Isom came along, he decided to add this move, extra move to the system. But can you do Wing Chun effectively without Bong Sao? Can you? Well, we would say yes, you can. And we're going to show you today some of the problems that we have with Bong Sao and what some alternative things that you can do with Bong Sao. Okay, and as we're starting this, Slav, can you show the correct Bong Sao position?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you can see here, this is the Bong Sao position. All right? All right, and now, looking at this Bong Sao position right here, we notice that as most people will do it like this, and there's some problems with this, and we're going to discuss some of the major problems with this. First of all, this position right here, most people have a rotator cuff problem over time using, and that's because they're rotating, turning to Bong Sao, they're turning that, and you can see that rotator cuff will wear out and will get damaged over here. So if you're going to do Bong Sao, a more correct way to do it is not to make, and the problem with the wrist, don't use that chicken wrist, articulated wrist, all right? That's not good either. So keep it straight, move the hand over some more, and this point right here becomes the center line for Bong Sao, not the wrist, because that puts strain on the rotator cuff. And we've had many students that have damaged their rotator cuffs, and I know some of you out there might have done the same. So let's just talk about correct position. Another problem is that a lot of students raise it too high, elbow too high, and that elbow is not supposed to be higher than that shoulder, right? So if you're doing that, we're going to go ahead and help you correct that, and it should be shoulder level right there as well when you do your Bong Sao. Now, of course, don't do it too low. There is a low Bong Sao, but that's not the way to do it. The person can punch over their hand just like that. And if you do it really, really too high and reaching up for a tall person, it really exposes you for a lot of issues here, a lot of damage, okay? So these are some of the problems that we notice with Bong Sao. And so we want to, go over some things. Okay, there's another Bong Sao called Choi Bong Sao. And Choi Bong Sao is when you moving into the line, coming in from here, we call that the wrong Bong Sao. It's wrong because, one, I can get hit in the ribs, right? Two, because right here, exposing this hand to a hook strike and so forth, and that's not good. And so that's another weakness that we see inherent in Bong Sao. Okay, of course, the obvious weakness is here and being punched to the ribs, right there. Okay, the hand could be checked, and that can be punched. Bong Sao could be jammed with this hand, jam it back, pin, and that could be attacked too. And so as we're studying this, we're seeing there's a lot of reasons with Bong Sao in terms of weakness and so forth. And even if you did from the move, you did the Bong Sao, if you did a Bong Sao like this, Choi Bong Sao, he punched me, and a lot of people say we come around here and we hit. But as I'm coming around, he could like check that hand, open me up, and come around too and still hit. So that's not, it's going to be a good solution either. All right, so what?
Can I say something about that?
Oh, by all means.
So what what Laoshur was just saying, because he was turning, but you got to think your opponent is going to know what they're doing too.
Right.
So while he's turning, I as the opponent am going to turn too. So it doesn't matter that he's doing like on the mook, because it doesn't work in combat.
Right.
So you got to be able to adjust, and that's what Laoshur is telling y'all.
Yeah, your opponent is always moving and turning with you. It's not like it's a static, neutral stance kind of thing where I'm like this, and then I can come back that way and then try to stop it. He's turning and he's moving with me. So, Bong Sao is one of the weakest moves in Wing Chun, I repeat again, and I'm not saying it should be avoided, but what I'm saying, you should look for other alternatives. If you want to do Bong Sao, here's a better way to, from what we've seen, the best way to do it. Number one, when you do Bong Sao, you keep your arms, don't raise your elbows, now keep it at shoulder level, and don't rotate too much. Don't over-rotate. If you're going to rotate, just rotate a little bit. So if my hands were in this position right here, and a punch was coming down the line, it just rotates a little bit. That's it. And I pivot out, and I use this hand to check. So anytime I use Bong Sao, I must always use Wu Sao or Pak Sao to support, okay, that hand. So just rotate a little bit instead of really rotating and really exposing myself.
Now notice, when I throw this punch, he's not intercepting with the bong, right? He's actually intercepting with the Wu hand and placing the bong there.
Let's do it again so we can
Yes,
see.
That's the slow motion version. So when he does it fast, you can't see it. It looks like it's the bong. So watch what happens when he does it fast. See, it looks like he threw the bong and the Wu was, you know, secondary, but in reality, he used the Wu first, and then the bong was placed there. And then look at the structure. See, the shoulder is not, you know, the elbow is not above the shoulder, right? This is not articulated, and look at how his hip is aligned.
Okay? And another thing is that after you finish up with that bong, immediately turn it into a weapon. Go back and hit the person. Turn it into a weapon, hit here, and you can come back and hook. Okay? You don't want to do that. Another way, if you're going to use a Bong Sao effectively, is a Bong Lap Da drill that most of you are familiar with. And that drill looks like this. You've seen us do, you've seen people play this drill, Bong Lap Da drill. Okay, so when you're using that drill, if a punch is coming again, I don't intercept with Bong, I intercept with Wu. Okay? With the Wu Sao, with the back of the Wu Sao. So my hand comes here, intercept here, and comes right back. So that Bong Sao is only there for a quick second. I do not hold that Bong Sao in position and then go into it. Immediately I try to get out of Bong Sao as quick as possible. I try to get out of dodge Bong Sao as quick as possible. The idea is to intercept and get out of Bong Sao. Do not hold Bong Sao position or anything that you're trying to do. Yeah.
Let me ask you something. What happens if you hold the Bong Sao too long?
Oh, well, it's real easy. If you're I'm holding a Bong Sao this way, and it's great for picture taking.
Right.
Right? And in this position, if you were just to push forward on me, you could push me back off balance. And don't forget the karate reverse punch to the rib with that hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what's
okay.
That's a second version. So what can we use instead of using Bong Sao? Let's get to the point. Okay, so if we're doing Bong Sao, alternative Bong Sao, as you know, Bong Sao is energy going inward. It's that energy going inward. That way, that's where we use that. And it's a response to a hand. So let's just say my hands are in this position right here. And let's just say this energy is going inward this way. I could use the Hun Sao and Fook catch. From there, I could strike. On this side, if he pushes it in, Hun Sao, pivot, catch. You do it again, Hun, catch, and then I can hit. Okay, so I'm using a Fook hand and using the Hun Sao hand, catch. Catching hand, Fook Sao, then I come in to hit.
Now watch when he did that. When he did that, he used his whole body to do the Hun Sao. So the Hun Sao was not static. It wasn't just this, right? He had to move his body so that when he landed with the Hun Sao,
very important.
His arm was actually aligned with his hip, right?
That's very important to do that. Everything in Wing Chun should be driven by the body. You shouldn't be just whipping your hands. I see a lot of videos where a lot of practitioners are just whipping their arms, and you don't have to do all that whipping. You just want to use the whole body power when you're doing that. Okay, so that's one alternative where you come around like this. Another simple alternative is that instead of even doing the Bong Sao, when the hand inch in, just intercept forward and lock and hit. Very simple. I don't even have to use Bong Sao. Intercept forward, right? And I can switch hands, hit with this one, or I can hit with that one.
And again, I don't know if y'all noticed, but when he threw this punch, he pivoted the hip. Because what you can't do is you can't throw the punch got to align with the hip.
Mm-hmm.
So when he threw that last punch, he put his hip into it, and that's the alignment that he's talking about.
Yeah. You know, you're starting to sweat from our
man, you know, I'm feeling interrogated from all this Bong Sao. You know?
Why don't you wipe off a little bit there?
Yeah,
we need a towel. We're really having a workout here recording this video today.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's another option that you have. I'm going to pull out this card just to make sure I covered everything. We talked about avoiding the rotation.
He's got notes in his back pocket.
Let's talk about a hook punch. Okay, so the worst thing, if I throw a hook and Slob use a Bong Sao, right? What happens with that is that a lot of times that hook goes over on top, right? And number two, if I'm throwing a hook here, I might come down here and I might hook his body.
Man, Laoshur, Wing Chun don't work, man.
That's what people say, right? But that's not true at all. That's just a matter of you understanding what, when, where, and how, and principles, and having comprehensive understanding. So we don't want to use Bong Sao in that situation. Okay, what would be a better situation if Slob was throwing a hook punch to me? I wouldn't use Bong Sao like that. I would stay on the inside.
Let me throw it on this side.
Yeah,
so
okay. All right, I would do Fac Sao, hit on this side. I would do Fac, coming rising, Fac, Sao, right? Fac Dao. Fac Dao Sao. Right here, and hit your opponent.
See the alignment right there?
Yeah.
See how he had to shift slightly?
Another thing I could do, if he was throwing that hook, I could target his shoulder. Instead of using Bong Sao, he would throw that hook, right? I would hit that shoulder, then I would come with a raking side palm this way, and a Manging Sao. We'll do that slowly again, that's one of my favorites. So move in and target the shoulder. Okay, even if it's a tight hook, it's a tighter hook right here, I'm moving in right here. Target that shoulder, hit the hand, slap back, pull, and hit.
You don't want to be called one of those.
Yeah. So we can also use that as a tactic. Okay, can you think of anything else that you see a problem with? We talked about the strain on the shoulder, the wrist. We talked about that high, the wrist.
Did we talk about this one?
Yes, it get jammed. Bong Sao can easily get jammed. We did cover that for that. So the most important thing to remember is that it's the weakest move in Wing Chun. It's one of the weakest moves, and you should avoid using it. You don't have to use it. You know, there's other alternatives like the Wu Sao. Another effective way to use Bong Sao, I need to remember, if you have two hands in the inner gate like this, you just happen to be grabbing him, he's trying to reach to grab me, okay?
So both my hands are on the outside, so I'm on dominant, right? And I'm trying to grab him. So what I'm trying to do...
Bong Sao here, it's safer to use because I'm pinning. Mm-hmm. It's called pinning Bong Sao. You see, I have a trapping hand with this Bong Sao. Okay, we're going to do it this side, so you can see I pinned it down.
Look at his hip, guys.
I pivot my hand.
Look at how his hip is aligned with his elbow and his arm. That's so important.
And now I could go ahead and hit the jaw, or I could go ahead and punch him and do it from this angle here. So he's reaching for me. I pivot, and I can strike this way. Now this is better because you're controlling both hands. I don't have to worry about the other hand attacking me. So that would be an effective way. We talked about earlier effective way. You know, another effective way to use it is like a rolling back fist, and I think we've seen that in Bruce Lee. What's that, Enter Dragon?
Enter the Dragon. Hey.
Was that before I was born?
Boards don't hit back.
Oh, okay. I thought that was before I was born.
No. Yeah. That was like, yeah. You were already.
Oh no, that was okay. Let's go on. Anyway, so it's to use it like this: intercept, as we can see, roll right into the back. So there's no holding of Bong Sao at all. So when Bob's hand is coming here, I still intercept like this basic Pak Sao, and we'll do another tape on Pak Sao. I'm intercepting with Wu, rolling, back fist, here, and let's just say the other hand was trying to hit me. So I intercept, no Bong Sao there, right? No Bong Sao there, and then I roll again, bringing this down, and then I hit again. Okay? So that would be a smarter way to use it.
And you trap both my hands.
Yeah, I gotta trap them.
Yeah.
I don't trust your hand.
Yeah,
I don't trust your hand.
I wouldn't either.
Aren't you a pickpocket?
Oh, whoa, not on camera.
Okay, all right. But anyway, let's get back to our serious nature. So we hope we tried to present in this video some of the problems with Bong Sao. We're not saying you can't use it. You have to have a certain level of skill and sensitivity. But we let you know some of the problems with using Bong Sao, why you shouldn't use it. And me personally, I try to avoid using it because I have other alternatives that are safer and that can protect my body, and it takes less time and less energy. And that's why I still have a good shoulder. I mean, I can do circles now. You know, when I used to do it, I had a bad shoulder, rotator cuff for about a year. It bothered me just trying to get into that twisting, that, what do you call it, chicken wing?
Yeah, that chicken wing.
It's called a chicken wing.
Everybody thinks that's what it looks like, but this is wrong.
Chicken wing.
And this hurts your shoulder.
I don't eat chicken, I'm vegan. Aren't you a part-time vegetarian?
Part-time.
Okay, all right. Okay, so that concludes our video for today. Again, don't forget, if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to us, and so we can make more videos in the heat of the, what do you call those?
Ooh, the heat lamp.
A spotlight, a heat lamp?
Spotlight.
We're really working hard to bring you the best quality videos that we can. All right, this is Harmonizing Fist, Laoshur, Muntu, Isom, and my disciple Slav. All right, we're signing out for you. All right, now you stay on camera until I turn it off.
All right.
Okay.
Y'all get to look at me as he turns this off. Don't forget to subscribe.